Hey friend, welcome to Allie the Doula, your birth bestie for real talk. I'm Allie. I'm a doula, a mom, and this podcast is basically where we talk about birth, motherhood, doula life, friendships, honestly, whatever's coming up. Nothing has to be perfect here. It's just real conversations, support, and a reminder that you're not doing this alone. So get comfy and let's talk. I wanted to start this podcast because I felt like there was room for more real conversations, the kind that don't feel like a lecture or a checklist, or like you accidentally signed up for a class that you didn't know that you were taking. Birth is a huge part of my life and my work, and I see all the time how overwhelming it can feel. There's a lot of information out there, a lot of opinions, and somehow they all make it sound like you're doing it wrong, which is honestly kind of impressive. And I kept thinking, what if we talked about birth in a way that didn't make you get all tense? I want this podcast to feel like sitting on the couch with a friend, comfy, low profile, maybe with a coffee that's already gone cold because that's life. But if you're like me, you think ahead and you go ahead and get the iced coffee. There's no agenda, no perfect answers, just honest conversations and reassurance. We'll talk about birth, obviously, but also motherhood, being a doula, friendships, identity shifts, and all the stuff that no one really prepares you for, but everyone seems to be navigating at the same time. My hope is that when you listen, you don't feel like you need to do more or be more, just that you feel a little bit more supported exactly where you are. Okay, so if you're new here, hi, I'm Allie. I'm a birth doula, I'm a mom, and I spend a lot of time, talking about birth. I talk about it in ways that feel calm, supportive, and actually helpful. I care a lot about how we talk about birth because it's important, but I also don't think it needs to come with a side of fear, pressure, or a million, you should have done this. There are already enough of those floating around. I became a doula because I really love supporting people through big life-changing moments, and because I genuinely believe most people are doing better than they think, even when things feel messy or uncertain. Outside of doula work and mom life, I'm someone who loves good conversations, values strong friendships, and is probably drinking an iced coffee regardless of the temperature outside, which honestly feels very on brand for this podcast. So, if you're looking for honest conversations, encouragement, and a space that feels supportive but still light, I'm really glad you're here. So, a little bit about me. I have been in the birthing world for a little over 6 years now. I've been a certified birth doula for about half of that time. And honestly, one of my best friends, shout out Sarah, was who pushed me to become a birth doula. She introduced me to it. She kind of really made me realize that this is exactly what I should be doing. And she really is the one who started me on this path. And I am eternally grateful to her for that nudge. Something that no one warns you about when becoming a doula is how much you will cry. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Listen, I'm a crier, happy tears, sad tears, all the tears. But I did not realize how much I would cry being a doula and how much parents would make me cry, not in a bad way, but when I see babies born, when I see parents become parents for the first time, when I see parents talking about how their new baby looks so much like the older sibling, it is always tears, always. And if you've had me as your doula, you know that I cry. But usually we're crying together. As a doula, something that I wish that more people understood was that birth and everything that comes with it doesn't have to be scary. A lot of times we get so caught up in the fears of childbirth or preparing ahead of time and making sure that everything is going how we want it to, that we forget the experience that we're having. We forget that we are bringing a new life into the world. And along with that, we are becoming new people. You're becoming a mom for the first time, or you're becoming a dad for the first time, or you are becoming a mom and dad for the fifth time, whatever it may be. It's so easy to get swept up in the chaos and overwhelm of preparing for your child to come that you forget to enjoy it and just live in it. So on this podcast, we're going to be talking about a little bit of everything. We'll talk about birth stories. We'll talk about how to prepare for birth, everything that comes along with birth, postpartum, everything you can imagine. We'll also talk about life as a doula, being a mom, being an entrepreneur as a mom, and we might even dive into some stuff about friendships and boundaries and identity shifts and all the things that come in this season of life. I hope that throughout our time together, you can feel supported, less alone, and have a few laughs along the way. If you'd like to keep the conversation going, come say hi, or see a little bit more about me and my life as a doula, you can always find me on Instagram at Allie the Doula. I cannot wait for all of the adventures that we're going to go through and all of the laughs that we're going to have together. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'll talk to you soon. And remember, you are doing much better than you think you are.